Physical second season first episode came to an odd end. Sheila intends to build on her upcoming aerobics classes with Greta and Ernie. Sheila and Danny have recently finalized their divorce, but Danny has finally given her the slip by introducing her to sitcom actress Kelly Kilmartin. Danny does this to psychologically affect Sheila because he is aware of the self-esteem issues she struggles with and knows they will bother her. Sheila suggests that she wants to eliminate her rivals as she heads to meet John Bream. It will be interesting to see a story about 1980s American women who overcame numerous challenges to achieve complete independence as the third season gets underway. In order to quell the commotion surrounding Kelly Kilmartin throughout the town, Sheila asks John Bream's help in gathering any evidence that could be used against her. Kelly is undoubtedly Sheila's biggest rival, and as Kelly's fame gains more attention, Sheila can feel the pressure mounting. She has put in a lot of effort and sacrifice to get to this point, so she cannot afford to lose her reputation or mileage. She still needs to go through some healing before she can fully abandon using illegal means to further her success. Sheila tells Greta that for many years, she has been constantly accompanied by an inner voice that has existed in her head ever since. It suggests that she might have struggled with this since her teenage years. This inner voice led her to do many heinous things because her mother never offered to help her with anything. Greta is proud of her for moving forward and making an effort to help herself. The counseling and attending a support group have helped her reduce that. Sheila experienced more childhood trauma than she admits, which is why her inner voice always takes charge at the first sign of stress. The way the voice disparaged Sheila and everyone around her and hurled insults at them has upset viewers as well. Sheila ended up despising almost everyone as a result. The lack of a reliable source of income makes it difficult for Greta to be independent, and she appears surprised by Ernie's attempts to exert control over her. At this point, Greta is asking Sheila for assistance, and for the first time, she appears to be listening to Greta and her inner voice is not speaking. According to appearances, Greta is looking for approval that she is not receiving. To the viewers, it appears as though Greta will eventually muster the courage to break off her engagement to Ernie. She is accustomed to a particular lifestyle, so leaving it behind will be challenging. Sheila is surprised to run into Kelly Kilmartin at her studio, and she recognizes her from earlier encounters. She questions the woman's continued use of the same attire and cosmetics when she shows up at her place of employment. The audience realizes right away that Kelly Kilmartin is only Sheila's fantasy, and that it appears as though Sheila's inner voice has assumed the form of the person she currently despises. Sheila is in desperate need of treatment, as evidenced by the voice's transformation into a monster that denigrates her after ceasing to speak. If she stays silent, her thoughts are likely to repeat themselves endlessly without a conclusion. She spent her entire life remaining private about all of her problems. There was a glimmer of hope, but Kelly Kilmartin's predictions show that Sheila is not at all fine. Even though the writing of this show contains layers of dark humor, Sheila's declining mental health makes one wonder if she will ever feel better. In the final scene of the first episode of Physical Season 3, Sheila approaches John and requests a spot on the neighborhood morning news show so she can talk about herself and her job. This will not only establish her as a prominent figure in the aerobics industry, but it also appears to be her means of preventing the failure of her company and Kelly Kilmartin's ensuing rift. However, Sheila's projection of Kelly staying by her side could indicate that Sheila has a long road to recovery from her stress and trauma.